we are live. Good afternoon, Kyle.
Good afternoon, Reddit. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Hope we've all had a good weekend. We're here. We don't usually have a live stream on a Monday, but it is Earth Day. Today is Earth Day. Saying that every day should really be Earth Day, shouldn't it, Kyle?
I think that's the thing. Every day is and should be, especially now.
Yeah, it's kind of an important place for all of us. All of us. So, welcome into our Adobe Digital Leaders live lesson. We've got two wonderful challenges for you this afternoon using Adobe Express, all to do with the theme of Earth Day. As usual, get your comments in wherever you're joining us from. Teachers, get your comments on. And we'll also be using the challenge page, which is scrolling along at the bottom of the screen there, bit.ly /express earth 24. So if you can open that up on a tab on your browser, then in the meantime, whilst you're doing that, we will have a chat about the 3 golden rules of Adobe Digital Leaders Club. So first of all, Kyle, whilst I search for the correct graphic to put on screen, there it is. What's the first rule, Kyle?
Okay, folks, don't forget to pause if you feel like we're going too fast for you. It's totally fine to pause. No worries. We'll be right there where you left us when you resume.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be on the iPad this afternoon, and Kyle is going to be on the browser version of Express. So you're going to have plenty of time to work on what we're showing you whilst the other person is on. Okay, so if you're on a browser, then you'll have loads of spare time when I'm showing the iPad, and vice versa. Right, and the golden rule number 2.
So if you like free stuff, or swag as we like to call it, then here's what you need to do. Finish these challenges and then tell your teacher that you finished the challenges, because your teacher can then tell us that you finished the challenges, and then we send you free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff is amazing. Remember, the only way you can get your free stuff is if, teachers, you have registered for this session. Okay, so there's the bit.ly link to register. If you've just jumped on the YouTube video, then you're not going to receive the form to claim your free swag. So if you haven't done that, you can do it right now, and I'll pop the register link up just as Kyle goes through the 3rd golden rule.
Okay, so we're building on rule number 2, because there's the regular swag, which is great, but then there's the VIP swag, and the VIP swag is reserved for those of you who not only finish the challenge, but then you go and teach a buddy or a schoolmate or anybody else. If you teach somebody what you learned and let us know, then you get the extra special stuff.
Yeah, great. So remember, in order to get hold of your free swag, you do need to be registered, and the link is there on the screen. So if you're not even registered for today's session, just do it right now whilst we're on it. No problem. And then you'll get your email with the link to claim the swag. Okay, cool. So get your comments in as well. We love seeing where you are and who's joining us, because we're really nosy, aren't we, Kyle? Really. We're very nosy, and let's.
I prefer the word curious. I think it's more. It's a euphemism for nosy.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes. Yeah, we are very curious. We like knowing where you are and where you're joining us from. So here's where you need to get to. This is the challenge page for today. So obviously, if you're on the browser like Kyle, you'll need 2 tabs open. One tab with Express, logged into Express, Adobe Express, and then the other tab, you need the challenge page. And to get to the challenge page, you just need to type that web address, which is the top of the screen there in the blue bar, or the one that's scrolling along the bottom of the screen in another blue bar, which says bit.ly /express earth 24. Alternatively, if you are joining us with an iPad, you could open up your camera app now and just point your camera app at this QR code and click on the link to bring you to this exact same page. We've never actually asked how many people do use the QR code, because if nobody uses it, that is about 5 minutes of my time that I could save every week.
Right, and we should let us know, because if it's something nobody's using, why are we doing it?
Yeah, let us know in the comments, iPad folks. Do you even use the QR code? Is that 5 minutes of my week I could be making a cup of tea in instead? And Get your comments in, please. We'd love to hear from you. We're getting a lot of comments in on
Yes, and I was trying to highlight some of them, but as I'm an invited guest to this particular stream, I could not show them on screen while you were talking. Sorry.
Yeah, we've got loads from the StreamYard. So some people have joined us through StreamYard. That's interesting as well. If some of you are getting trouble accessing our videos through YouTube or through Facebook or Twitter X, we've now actually got a direct link to the streams, which is where we're getting a lot of these comments from. So here's one we got in here. Trinant Primary School. Hello, Shomai. How are you? Welcome in. We got a load of people just saying hello, Dom. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put all of those up on the screen because there are tons of them saying hello, Dom. And Dom's not even here. So, we got some people saying hello to Meredith and Kyle. Hello, welcome to you all. Prananda from year 5 and 6, Darven School in Llanelli. Right, I tell you what, I think what we're going to have to do is there are so many comments today, which is amazing, that we are going to, I'm just going to pop them up as we're going through the activities.
Sure.
How many comments we got? So we've got, hello, Ysgol Gymraeg Ffwrnes, hello. And then we've got a big shout out, year 3, class 10 LW in Broughton Primary School. Shomai, welcome to you. So there we go. I'm doing I've done all the YouTube comments, and then I'm going to go through all these StreamYard comments because there are a bajillion of them as we're going through our activities. Cool. Right. Now then, let's jump into our first activity then, which is going to be an infographic. So there's kind of a theme for Earth Day today. Every year, Earth Day, the organizers of Earth Day, they decide on a theme. And this year's theme is planet versus plastics. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an infographic with facts about plastic. Okay, interesting facts about plastic. And we can turn that into an infographic using Express. So let's jump straight in then. Okay, so on the iPad, I'm on the Adobe Express app. And you might notice this purple bar saying a new Adobe Express app is on the way. And we've been saying for months now, possibly even a year, that there's a new app on the way. But it must be on the way now because they're even putting a little banner about it in the app, Kyle. So I think it's close. The new app is close. Right, so we're going to start off with a poster. Okay, so I'll just do a super quick intro here and then we'll pass over to Kyle so that we can get started on the browser as well. So across the top, we've got all the different kind of projects that you can start from. If you scroll all the way over to the right, the 6th one in from the right-hand side is posters. So I'm just going to tap on that. Okay, I don't want any text, so just choose the text box, get rid of that. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is I want a background image showing plastic waste. So I'm going to tap on Add, and I'm going to go into the Adobe Stock Images across the bottom there. And at the top right, I'm going to search for plastic. Now, on the browser, I was able to find some interesting results typing plastic waste. But on the iPad, I noticed that I just needed to type plastic. Okay, so, and I'm going to choose something that looks like a lot of horrible plastic that nobody's going to use ever again, like this one.
Yeah.
On that image. And then once it gives me the blue tick in the top right-hand corner, there it is. Right at the top, next to my search bar, I'm going to tap Add One. Now, I want this to be the background to my design. So I'm going to tap Pin to Background. There we go. Cool. Well, not cool, but you know what I mean. All right. And now this is going to be a background to my design. So I want this to be much darker. So there's a few different ways that we can darken images. We could set the page color to black and then bring down the opacity of the image. But if you want to just do it super quick, you can go into the looks. And there, you can see at the bottom there, there's a look. Oh, let me just turn that banner off because it's hiding the bottom of my... There we go. You can see there, right at the bottom, you can see the 4th one along is darken. If I tap that, it darkens my image. But if I tap it again, it darkens it even more. And if I tap it again, it brings it back to the original darkness or lightness. So you can kind of circle through, and I'm going to go for the very darkest option, that one. Okay, let's jump over to Kyle then to get us started on the browser.
Okay, away we go. I'm going to just use my purple plus button here. Tap on the purple plus and type P-O-S-T-E, and there it is, poster, ready to go. Now, that's my favorite way to start a project in Express because it's so immediate. All right, this is our blank poster. You've seen what Meredith has just done. We need to search our media over here on the left, media, for plastic waste, P-L-A-S-T-I-C-W-A-S-T-E. And let's see what we come up with here. Oh boy, I see a lot of the same kind of results that we saw there. And I may as well just go ahead and select something that I believe to be pretty much the same image. And what I'll do, because it's a horizontal image, is I will rotate it using the handle over here that has an arrow. And I will bring it up to the corner and then increase the size so that it fills the entire background as shown here. Now, in order to darken this, a little different from what you did, Meredith, okay? I need to select the photo, and then I can make adjustments over here. So we have effects, adjustments, animation. I tap on adjustments, and over here we have brightness. I can bring that brightness way down, bring the contrast down as well, and bring the highlights down, okay? Bring the shadows down. And that makes it a bit darker. Now, I am running into an issue here where we still have quite a bit of contrast with this area right here. But I'll show you a little trick, folks. If you're running into a problem where you can't get the image as dark as you'd like, in the same way that Meredith did, this is not a problem. I'll show you how we fix it. In Express on both the web and also on the iPad, you can use shapes. And over here with design elements, if you tap on elements right here, you'll find up at the top a few options, different categories, design assets, backgrounds, and if you just tap to the right, you'll find shapes right here. So what I'm going to do is use a rectangle. See this solid colored rectangle right here? I'll tap on that, and it's going to pop it right there into my design. And I'm going to resize it so that it fits over the entire image like this. And then I'm going to reduce its opacity right over here, opacity, with this slider. See that? So making it about maybe 50% or thereabouts should get me to about the same spot that Meredith has with his image. And there you go.
Cool. All right. So next step is we're going to grab some colored stickers. So if you're going to try and do this on the browser whilst I'm showing it on the iPad, you'll actually find these stickers on the browser in the design assets. Whereas on the iPad, we need to go into the Adobe stock images and remove a background. But I've already had a look. On the browser, they're in the design assets. Then you don't need to remove the background. They've already got the backgrounds removed. Okay, so I'm going to add some colored stickers. Okay, so I'm going to go to Add, and then Adobe Stock. So as I said, if you're doing this right now in the browser, then you can go into design assets, not images. Okay, but on the iPad, we're going to go into Adobe Stock, and you can see some up there. I've already got those cool colored stickers in the middle up there. Okay, so I'm going to search for stickers. There we go. And I want 4 colored stickers, and we may as well choose different ones. Okay, so I like this blue one, and I like this yellow one here, and we're going for kind of, I think round shape stickers are gonna work best. Okay, so maybe stick to round stickers. So I got a blue, yellow, another blue, and we could always use what do we call it? Duotone to change the color of any of these if we want to.
Yeah, that's a good trick.
So there we go. I've got my 4 stickers selected. Also on the iPad, I've just tapped on all 4. And now at the top, you can see I can tap add 4. Move freely. And there we are. I've got my 4 different colored stickers. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the background of the first one. And I'm going to pass back to Kyle, who's going to do the same thing on the browser. So to remove a background, I'm just going to tap on one of the images at the bottom. Then I'm going to go to the edit menu and remove background. Okay. And then I'm just going to tap on the next image and then go through the same process. So let's jump over to Kyle, who's going to get us the colored stickers. There you are, Kyle.
Okie dokie. Well, since we're already in design elements because we just used our shapes, I'll just tap to the left here to where it says design assets. There we go. Remember, we're in elements and then design assets. And here I'm going to type STICKER, sticker. Whoops, I added a T. Didn't mean to do that. Sticker. And we have the same results, right? Now, one thing that you can do on the iPad, but you cannot do on the browser, is select multiple elements and place them on the canvas at the same time. But not to worry, because what we are going to do is actually use this white sticker here, or perhaps there was another white one I saw up here. Either of these will work fine. I think I'll use this one here. And I'll just place the sticker there. And you'll notice the background is already removed. And we're going to duplicate this sticker 3 times so that we'll have a total of 4, just like Meredith. Okay. So up here, you'll see an option under image that has 2 squares with a little plus sign on it. If you tap that, you'll duplicate. So I'll tap it 3 times. And look at that. Now I have copies of the sticker. To change the color of each of these stickers, as Meredith suggested, we can use the duotone. So for this first one, we can go into our effects right here. And look at this. You can simply select a color. So we'll use yellow for that one. Tap on this one. Go back to effects. Use a nice blue for that one.
Yeah.
Come back once again. And you get the idea, right, folks?
I keep forgetting, Kyle, how easy it is to just use the preset colors in duotone. It seems to me every time I go into duotone, I'm choosing my own custom colors. But those kind of preset options there are really cool. And just one click looks great.
They're usually pretty good. You can always adjust them as well.
Yeah, awesome. Right. Let me wrestle back control. And here it is. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to use one of these stickers as a kind of frame for planet Earth at the bottom of our design. And then the other 3 are going to hold facts to do with plastic. Okay, so I'm going to avoid maybe using a blue because the blue of planet Earth is going to maybe not stand off enough. So I think for me, yellow is going to be a great kind of frame for the planet Earth. And what I want to do is I kind of want the whole width of this sticker to fill the width of my design. And then I want to just drag it down so that I just see the kind of top half of the sticker. Okay. And then whilst I'm doing that, I'm just going to roughly move a few of these stickers around. And notice that I like having them overlapping. And we want this to look a little bit untidy and a little bit messy. Okay, and we're probably going to mess around with the positions of these stickers again. So the other 3 stickers, it doesn't really matter where they sit. Okay, but that one of them needs to be the full width and right down at the bottom, kind of halfway off. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a picture of planet Earth, and we're going to frame it in there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to add, and I'm going to search again in Adobe Stock, and I'm going to search for Earth. Now we only need the top half of planet Earth, okay? But to make things easier for you from a design point of view, it's probably easier to try and find a picture of the whole planet. That gives you more room to mess around with it. So I'm going to choose one of these, this one here, like that. And then I'm going to add that image in. And once again, I'm going to remove the background. Move freely. There it is. Okay, remove the background. And now we're going to frame that on our sticker. And we're going to keep some space because we're going to have text before long saying planet versus plastics going around the edge. So that's the next job there. Okay, we've laid our stickers out, making sure that we've got a big one there as a kind of placeholder for planet Earth, and then bring in a picture of planet Earth and pop it in there, keeping some space for some text. Right, Kyle, over to you.
Okay, same thing. I'll move these out of the way for now and grab the yellow one, make it much, much bigger. Pop that down here. And there we go. Make sure it's centered using these handy dandy pink lines that if you see one going across the entire length or width of your poster, you know that it's centered. Let's go to our media and under searching for the photos, EARTH, Earth. There's our home. And I like that photo you had right here. I could select that one. Plop that on the canvas right there. Of course, we do need to remove the background, so let's tap on the little dog right here. It'll do its magic. You see the little sparklies happening there, and then boom. Bring that down here. Make sure we leave plenty of room for that text, as you mentioned. And I'll make this just a bit bigger, so I feel like we've got plenty of space there for that. Okay, there you go. Now for the stickers, I know that you were positioning them in different spots around your canvas, so I'll do the same, but I'll wait and follow your lead on that and see what things happen next with that.
Yeah, I think that's those are just gonna have to change as we move along, aren't they? Once we start getting text in, plans are gonna have to change.
Okay.
Right. Let's get some text in on the bottom then. So our title for this is Planet versus Plastics. So at the bottom, I'm gonna hit done because I've finished editing this picture of planet Earth. And I'm gonna click on add text. And I'm gonna type planet versus plastics. So planet versus, so VS and a full stop, plastics. Okay, planet versus plastics. And then I'm going to hit done. And I want that to curve around planet Earth. So to get it to curve around planet Earth, we're going to go to a line across the bottom there. And you can see curved right in the center. Now, when I tap on curved once, it's going to actually put that text into a complete circle. But then if I tap curved again, it gives it as an arch. And if I tap it again, it'll show it as a bow. And then it just cycles around those three curved text presets. Right, so then I definitely want a border on my text. So I'm going to go to Effects. And I'm going to add an outline. Okay, and I'm going to tap on the Options slider there. I'm going to make my outline nice and thick. Okay, cool. Let's just make this a bit bigger. Right, so color, I'm happy with white, and I think the outline needs to be, I like that shade of green, that kind of teal, but I think it needs to be a darker version. So I'm just gonna choose a darker version. There we go. That's working well. And now I want a thicker font. I want a kind of a bolder font. So I'm gonna go into font, and I choose a nice.
Ooh, I like that.
Font. Yeah, I quite like that. I think I just chose the same one. I think. Yeah, maybe quite a tall font, a tall chunky font. Yeah, there we are. Maybe that. And now this is probably the most fiddly bit that we've got. Is you need now to get these three curved elements, so the sticker, the planet, and the text, to sit together tidily. And that sometimes isn't the easiest job, is it, Kyle? Getting them to just sit where you want them to.
Yeah, it takes a lot of adjusting, but eventually, you get there. And I think there's a trick you can do where if you add a space before and after planet and P at the beginning of planet and the S at the end of plastics, it may allow you to adjust the curve so that that's a little trick you can use. You can do a couple of spaces on the front end and the back end of your title.
Yeah, so what you may notice, guys, is that you maybe need to bring your planet Earth up a little bit and your sticker down. So you just really have to twiddle with things now so that those three things, the sticker, planet Earth, and the text, sit together nicely. And I've just by messing around with it for the last minute or two, I've landed on something that I'm happy with there. Okay, so let's jump over to Kyle to get that step, because that step seems simple, but it's really important to get that for your infographic to work properly.
Alrighty, well, here we go. Let's use some text. And once again, on the left, we just tap on our option for text. Add your text. I'll use all capital letters. Planet, and then versus is lowercase, plastics. And as you've just seen, if I add a couple of spaces at the beginning and a couple of spaces at the end, except I don't want to double, let's see if there we go. That should allow me now, when I use our option over here for arch under text layout, hopefully, yeah, it's added just a little bit of space on this end and a little bit of space on that end, and that's helpful. And I'll go ahead and make my fill color under swatches here, white. And for the outline color, whoops, there we go. And for the outline color, we'll do something similar. We'll use a cool color. You can look at more colors right here if you've never tried this before. They have a lot of options down there to look at. And we do, of course, need that to be a border that's a little thicker. So we'll go thicker with that. There we go. And we'll change the font by first looking at our recommended fonts, because sometimes you find something pretty good in there. Let's see here. This might work. All right. Now let's resize and see how we're doing here. We'll go ahead and make this a little bigger and pop it on down there. Well, that's obviously not going to work. Let's make the planet smaller. Raise that up and take our sticker, raise it up. And now these two are centered. And we'll take planet versus plastics, make it a bit smaller. And is it centered? I think it is. And then I can take our little planet here and shrink it just a hair and center it. We're pretty much in the same spot there. Of course, this planet versus plastics, if you feel like there's not enough contrast, you can, of course, open up your colors and go a little darker, or maybe use a color similar to what you had there that was pretty nice, or maybe the green, as we're talking about planet Earth. Yeah, now we're in the same spot.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, well, we are getting there now. We're not too far off with this. What we need to do now, obviously, is for this to be an infographic, we need some information. So let's jump over to the challenge page. Now, what I've got on the challenge page for you is, I think, 9 different plastic facts. Now, I'm just going to add 3 to my design, but you are welcome to add more. You're welcome to find some of your own facts about plastic. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so I've got these 9 plastic facts here, and what we're going to do is just scroll through them and just grab which ones of these facts shout out to you. Which ones are you like, wow, I didn't realize that is amazing. Okay, so for example, I think this fact is amazing. Now, here in Wales, we actually had the plastic bag charge for quite a few years before it was in England. So I don't know if you know this, Kyle, but here in the UK, if you're doing your shopping and you want a bag, they charge you 5 pence for a bag, for a plastic bag. Yeah, and doing that basically encourages people to reuse bags. And you can see there, just by introducing a 5p carrier bag charge, which is not expensive. It's not expensive if you need to pay for a bag. The use of single-use plastic bags in England dropped by 95% in the main stores.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. So I'm going to copy that fact, because that I knew that it had reduced it, but 95%, that is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to bring that in, and I want to add that now as a text box. So I'm going to click Add Text, and I'm just going to tap in there, tap, and paste. Okay, so there we go. Got my text. Hit Done. Now then, you're going to then need to play around with font and font size. Okay, and you want to get your first text box sorted because we're going to duplicate and change the text out. So you want to make sure that your font size is how you want it, and also which font. So obviously I can't read that, so something needs to change. So I'm going to change to a more standard font, I think. There we go. Now I'm going to put a light shape behind this because we've got a dark background. So the text itself can be dark. Okay, so I'm going to go to color, text. I'm going to make the text black. There we go. I don't think I need an outline on this. Now, you're welcome to keep an outline if you want, but I'm going to get rid of the outline because I want to add a shape. So under Effects, I'm going to go to Shape. Okay. And then I'm going to swap that. There's a shape that basically, there we are. It's that next one along this one. I like this shape. I always kind of come back to this shape because what's cool about it is that wherever you place your text box, it just puts this horizontal strap across the whole design.
Nice.
Which means then that obviously if we can be happy with that there, I am happy with that. When I duplicate this now, okay, so if you wanted to change the color of the shape, now is the time to do it. If you wanted to change the color of the font or anything like that, now's the time. But I'm actually happy with that in that white. I think that's fine. So I'm now going to edit and duplicate that. And now I can bring that piece of text down. And then I can duplicate again, bring that up, maybe change the width. Okay, and now what I want to do is obviously bring those text boxes behind all of my stickers. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go to Order, and I'm just going to drag that behind. Choose another text box, behind, choose another text box, behind. And here's where we're making our little tweaks now to sticker positions and so on. I like that the red and the blue stickers are overlapping. I think that's cool. Now, obviously, it's got the same text in each text box at the moment. So I'm going to pass over to Kyle, but whilst Kyle is showing you those steps, that's all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be jumping back and forth to the challenge page, choosing another fact. Oops, choosing a different fact. Let me just try that again. Choosing a different fact. There we go. And copying it. Tap, copy. Back I come. Double tap. And then I'm going to paste in there. Paste. Done. You see this replaced the text. Okay. So let's jump over to Kyle now. And I'm just going to move stuff around, maybe resize some things so that my sizes and that the spaces between my text box look nice and even. Okay, Kyle, we are back with you.
Great. Okay, well, I am on the Express page that we created with all the facts. I like that one that you selected, so I'll select that as well. There we go. Copy. You can do that with Control-C on the keyboard, or you can right-click on it and then copy. There we go. Come back here to Express. And I'm going to do the same thing you did, which is simply to add text. And just right off the bat, I'm going to size that down so it's not so huge. There we go. Make that a bit wider. And I'll paste the text that I have. Now, at the moment, it's pasted it in white. Okay, but I'll use a darker color. And then I'll go ahead and use a background shape as well. So first things first, let's go to our fill color. And again, I can simply use more colors if I don't feel like using the custom color picker. Should be just fine. Usually there are enough options in here that are pretty good. Maybe this green text will be nice. Let's see how it goes. I'll make this a little wider. There we are. And I'll pop it up here at the top. Now, it might be difficult for you to read, but don't worry. We're going to add a background shape. And if you want to use the same shape that you just saw, you can come down here and select shape. And the options that you have up here at the top are the most commonly used. So this one right here, where it stretches all the way from left to right, is the same thing. Now, there's a little option to adjust the size of the shape right here. You tap on that. You can just increase the size. You've got a little bit of breathing room there. That feels pretty good. And then we can change the color. So the more contrast, the better when you're trying to have something be legible. I can customize this and make it a little bit warmer. So maybe it looks similar to the color I've got down there, like so. And then for my text, I've already got a pretty legible font right there. Doesn't look too bad, but I would like it to be a little darker. So I'll just use my custom color picker and make that a bit darker so it stands out nicely. And there you go. All right, so I'll pop this over here so we have plenty of room for our graphic. And just as Meredith just did, I will take the text and duplicate it. So remember this little guy up here under text, you can tap on the 2 squares with the plus. That will duplicate your text, and then you can go ahead and do it once more. And then you can fiddle around with adjusting how these look. Now, one thing I'm going to try, and you're welcome to try this as well, is look at this. You can also angle these.
Cool.
So that might be kind of dynamic, something you try. Plop that over there like that. Take your sticker. Now, the thing you'll notice is that all of my text is in front of my stickers. Remember that you have layers over here on the right, and you can grab them and change the order in which they appear. So if you have things that are overlapping and you don't want that to happen, you can adjust those accordingly. Okay? All right.
Very cool.
So back to you.
Yeah, brilliant. Okie dokie. So here I am. So I've got my different plastic facts. So now we're going to get some images, relevant images to put on these stickers to do with each fact. So my first fact there is about plastic carrier bags. So let's just go to Add and Adobe Stock. And I'm going to search for plastic bag. Plastic bag. Here we go. Search. Oh. Okay. Plastic. There we go. Well, I just searched for plastic, and we've got a plastic bag here. So on the browser, I think I searched for plastic bag, which obviously is going to show you just bag, which is better. But on the iPad, I've just put plastic in, and you're just going to have to scroll. So this one here is fine. I'm going to tap on that plastic bag. I'm going to add it in, and it's going to move freely. And I want to crop this to a circle. Okay, so to crop it to a circle, I'm going to go to the Edit menu, Crop and Shape, choose a circle, and you can frame that however works best. I want to see those bag handles, so I'll just move it up a little bit, and then hit Done. Right, now then, I want to pop this on my sticker, and I don't really want to worry too much about it being perfectly centered, because we've gone for kind of a bit of a messy layout on our design. I don't mind that this isn't centered perfectly, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the opacity of that photograph just down a tiny amount to show a little bit of that sticker texture behind, okay? So I go to opacity. You could try the blend modes. So you could try multiply or screen. I think in this case, they're a bit too much. And I love multiply and screen. I think they're really cool. But so you could definitely experiment with those because they will give you the best blend with the sticker texture. But I think it's not quite clear enough what that picture is now that I've used that. So I'm going to go back to normal, and I'm going to use opacity instead and just bring the opacity down. Not too much at all. There we are. I can just start seeing a few of those crinkles in the sticker through that image. So then I'm going to obviously look for plastic bottles for the next one. For the third one, this is that there will be more plastic in our oceans than fish by 2050.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah. I know. So I've actually, for this one, if you've used this fact, guys, I searched for plastic fish. And, okay, again, on the browser, I searched for plastic fish. And there were loads of things that came up. Here we go. You see there's a fish there that's made up out of a black bin bag. Do you see that? Black bin liner. So you've got those. But I've also seen pictures of a little clownfish inside a plastic bottle, which looks really sad. Oh, there's a turtle egg dragging a plastic bag. So, you know, those kind of images. But I think I'll grab this one, actually. Okay. Let me try that. There we go. Add that in. Move freely. Crop that to a circle. So edit, crop. Oh, there we go. Oh, to remove the background. I didn't want to do that. Restore the background. Crop a shape. Circle. There we go. Okay. You could do remove background, but for this, I think it works having kind of circular cropped images on the circular stickers. Kind of echoes what we've done with the planet Earth at the bottom. I'm going to bring the opacity down on that too, just to show a bit more of my sticker in the back. Yes, there we are. Right, so I'm going to pop back over to Kyle whilst I sort out my final one, which is plastic bottles. And Kyle is going to take us through those same steps. There you are, Kyle.
Alrighty, here we go. So I've gone ahead and replaced the text so that it matches up with more of the facts, so that way I'm not using the same fact 3 times. That wouldn't make any sense. We've got our facts, we've got our text, and we need our photos. So I'll go ahead and find a picture for plastic bag as well. We'll go to media. Under photos, we'll search plastic bag. Whoops. All right, plastic bag. There we go. Lots of good options. I think because this one is sort of circular in nature, I'll just tap on that. And let's pop that over here. Now you've seen that you can crop the images. And if you look over here under the doggy, you've got crop. And there is a nice circle right there. Perfecto. Now I really like that idea that Meredith had of taking your sticker, make that a bit bigger so we can use the full border there. And then you can reduce its opacity slightly because this will allow some of that pink to show through. So I've gone down just about 10%. That's a nice little effect. If you want to adjust your crop, double tap on the image, and then you can move the photo anywhere you like. And that's how you do that. Okay. All right, but we'll leave it be for now. Next, we have less than half of plastic in the UK is recycled, and then it talks about plastic bottles. So I'll just go and search for plastic bottles. Same deal. Plastic bottle. Should be a lot of results there. And again, I'm thinking about this fitting in a circle. So something like this here will fit quite nicely in a circle. And once again, we'll crop it as a circle. And then if you want to adjust the size, like I said, go ahead and adjust like so. And if you want to adjust the image itself, remember you have 2 sets of handles. The square handles are for the cropping, as you can see. And then the circular handles here are for the photo itself. So we'll just set that right there in pretty much the middle. Oh, it looks like I've cropped out part of the circle there with my photo, but no worries. I can double tap and just make sure that we fill that space. There we go. Pretty good. All righty.
Yeah. Cool.
And that's how you do it.
Great. Yeah. So we've actually got to the final step in our first challenge, and we're doing well for time today, Kyle. We're doing very well for time. Well done.
Good.
Us. But so I'm about to ruin that by taking an unnecessary final step. But
Okay.
I love messing around with this. When you've got your finished design, and if you've got a little bit of time, then I always like playing around with some overlays just to finish a project off. Okay. So yeah. I'm going to go to add, and I'm going to go into design assets this time on the iPad. Okay. And you can see that you've got across the top overlays. Okay, but you've also got textures as well. All right. Now, there's loads of different options that you can go for here. So either in textures or overlays. I'm going to stick with textures, I think. And I'm going to scroll down, and I'm maybe going to go for one of these scratched ink. I like those. Yeah, I'm going to go for scratched ink. You can see all those different textures there, and you can even tap on more and see even more. But usually you'll find one that does what you want within the first kind of set that it offers. So scratched ink, I'm going to go for that second one along there, okay? Because I like that it's got that big scratch going across the middle. So I'm going to tap on that, okay? And I'm going to add that to my design. And there it is. It's popped it in there. But obviously, I need this now to fill my whole page. There we go. You can see that it's added this kind of grungy, messed up kind of effect to my design. Now, when you do this, however, it'll almost always be way, way, way too strong. It's going to be way over the top. Okay, so here's my top tip when using overlays. When you've got it positioned, go to your opacity slider and don't mess around with the opacity slider. The first thing you need to do is bring your opacity slider all the way down to 0. Okay, totally down to 0 so that we don't see it at all. And then just bring it back really slowly. And what you'll notice is that you end up leaving it on somewhere like, there we go. I've left that on 8%. Okay. Now, if I'd have started on 100 and brought it down, I'd have probably reached about 50%, and I would have said to myself, "Oh, that must be light enough," and I'd have left it there. So instead of starting from 100 and bringing it down, take it to 0, and then slowly bring it in and stop when you've got enough. Okay, and then you won't end up with too much of that effect. The final thing you can do with your overlay is play around with flip horizontal and flip vertical. You can see that the top of my design has got quite a bit of that grungy, messy look. So maybe it would be better if that was at the bottom. So I'm just going to go to edit, and it's not there. I'm going to go to, there we go, adjust. And I'm just going to play around with the flip horizontal, flip vertical buttons just to see which way around this works best. And I think it's, yeah, like that. That's how I like it best, because it doesn't cover the text up too much. And that is going to be my final step on this, is to add that overlay. And you can combine overlays. You can add overlay to overlay to overlay. And as long as you keep that opacity down nice and low, it's just going to keep on adding interesting texture to your design. Finally, to share this, if you're ready to export it, in the top right-hand corner, just underneath our Express logo there on the live stream, I've got the kind of bucket pointing up. So I'm going to tap on that. And what I can do from that on the iPad is I can save it down to my camera roll with the first button, or if I scroll over, I get the copy link button, which will give me a URL that I can send to share this digitally. Right, let's jump over to Kyle, who's going to finish off and show us how to share the finished infographic.
Okay. I'm just writing yikes.
That's good. I like that, Kyle. So was that an image and remove background?
That's all it is. Just get a photo, remove background, and yikes in a voice bubble.
And what about the overlays on the browser? How are the browser guys?
You want to do overlays on the browser. Same deal. You can go to, if you want, you can use design elements actually. And you did an ink texture. You could do scratched ink. You could also do something like grunge texture. There it is, grunge texture. Oh, sorry, that's under media. My mistake. Under photos.
Yeah, I think you were in the shapes there. I think that's.
Yeah, here we go. So this is a good one, nice and grungy. And I'll just rotate it and As you've seen, it's too dark. If I go to the multiply mode right here for the blending, wow, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, it's cool.
Take your opacity down like so. And maybe like 30% is pretty good. You can still read everything. And I can take our hero here, these elements if I wish, and I could bump them up, or I could move the grunge just underneath so that you see the grunge effect everywhere except for our character who's sort of layered on top.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because as if she's looking at the poster and going, yikes. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly. So you want to
Brilliant.
share it? Well, of course, you can download a PNG, and this will just go to wherever your downloads are saved. Excellent. And PNGs are very high quality images, even though they're also compressed. You can also share right here. And when you share, you have the option to share a link, which means you can publish this to the web, and then everybody can see it by simply typing in a URL. But you can also copy a link to invite people to edit it if they wish to play around with the same template. And you can save it to these options here as well.
Yeah, we've got an interesting question come in there from Carol Richardson. Is there a way of choosing justify with the text rather than central or to one side? So there isn't. So there isn't a kind of justify. We do have the what is it called? The magic capitalized fit. What is that? Oh, the dynamic. That's it. We've got the dynamic layout.
Yeah.
You've got the dynamic layout. The only thing with the dynamic layout is it'll change the font sizes as well.
Yeah.
Capitalize everything. So it's not really something. I don't know. Can you just do it there now, Kyle? Turn one of those text boxes into dynamic.
Sure. This one down here, I'll just type dynamic, tap on dynamic, and you'll see what it does. Yeah. And it does look pretty cool.
It does. So that justifies it. So justifying is kind of making the text fill each line of text fill the width of the text box. That's what Ms. Richardson's asking there. But with the dynamic text layout, sometimes it can make things difficult to read. It tends to work better with titles.
Yeah, and having everything be all capitalized, as you can see here, can be a bit of a problem as well for legibility.
Yeah, so that's kind of the long way around. The short answer, I suppose, is no, there isn't a justify button. We've got left align, center align, and right align. And then that dynamic layout kind of does it, but you're going to have to decide whether it looks readable, legible or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Have you done sharing, Kyle? Have you done sharing?
Yes, we've just shown how to share on the web.
Brilliant. Right. So now we're going to have a swap around. So Kyle's going to go first now for our second challenge, and I'm going to go second on the iPad. So iPad guys, we're going second this time. Whilst we're having a little break, whilst you're maybe sharing your designs, please remember, teachers, to have a look on the register form, because we've got all of the rest of this half-term sessions all mapped out there for you, taking us up to Whitsun half-term. And then we're going to be planning. We've got a meeting next Monday, Kyle, very important meeting where we're going to be planning out the sessions that are coming up between Whitsun and the summer, and even looking ahead to September as well. So make sure, teachers, that you always kind of pop back to that register form, because you can see there all the sessions that are coming up. Also, if you are taking any photos this afternoon of your class and showing their work, because parents love seeing, I love it when my daughter's school posts pictures of them working in class, you know. It's proof that she's working hard in class. So if you're doing that, please tag us on those photos. So Kyle can be tagged with Kyle T. Webster. I'm usually there on Meredith J or Meredith Jones, or also Ysgol the Gydol if you follow me on that. But also please tag our bosses, Adobe for Edu as well, so that they can see the cool stuff that we're doing over here in the UK using Express. So if you're posting anything, tag us in. And then finally, before moving on to the second challenge, please remember to give this video a little like if you're watching us on YouTube, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you see all of the future stuff that we're doing. All right, Kyle, take us away. Challenge number 2, please.
Sure. Okay, we're starting. Connor's asking when we're starting the card. The answer is right now. We are at the homepage here for Express. And the way we're going to do it today is just lay it out as a flyer. But of course, if you wanted to do it at a smaller scale, you certainly could. Once again, I go to the plus and it says try flyer. Well, sure, why not? Flyer, there we go. All right, so we're going to design a flyer and it's a thank you to the earth. The way I'm going to start this is by going to media, and I'm just going to get a few of the assets I need right out of the gate, one of which is a planet Earth photo. We just did that, so you know how to do that. And this time I'll use this one right here. So there's my Earth. I'm going to go right back to my media. And now I'm going to search for iguana, I-G-U-A-N-A. I-G-U-A-N-A, iguana.
Wasn't expecting that, Kyle.
And this is the iguana I want right here. See, this is on a white background. Very nice. And I like the way this tail is curving down, and you'll see why. Now I've got my iguana. So that's image number 2, Earth, iguana. Image number 3, we're going to go back again to media and photos. And this time we're going to search for leaves, L-E-A-V-E-S, leaves. And you'll see a lot of options, but once again, I'm looking for something that's on a white background. And some of these work better than others. If I remember correctly, I think this one here is quite nice. I'll just give it a try and we'll see how it goes, okay? Alrighty, now I've got these 3 images, and what I want to do with all 3 of them is remove the background. So just so you're on top of it, Meredith, I'll say it again, leaves, iguana, and earth. I'll go ahead and remove the white background and pass it over to you.
Okay, cool. Let's go. So here's my Planet versus Plastics graphic. So for us to start a new design on the iPad, there at the top left, there's that little blue screen share icon right at the top left, but there's a little back arrow there. So if I tap the back arrow, that takes me back, there we go, to my home page. And here I'm going to tap on the big plus at the bottom of the screen to start a new design. Okay, or you could tap on the home button, it takes us right back to where we were at the beginning. So this is a flyer. So flyers is right there. It's the second option after custom size on the left-hand side. So I'm going to tap on flyers. And I'm going to get rid of this text box because I didn't ask for it. So I don't know why it's giving me it. And I am going to bring in, I want earth and an iguana and leaves. So add Adobe stock. And I'm going to search for earth. There we go. And I'm going to try and choose a different one to the one I used earlier, and maybe even a different one to the one that Kyle's chosen. I'll try this guy because I like the kind of blue sheen around it, but I don't know if it's going to get rid of the background very well. We're going to just have to wait and see. Move that freely. Let's try it. Edit, remove. Yeah.
Hey, not bad.
And then let's get another one in there. So I need add Adobe stock. You got an iguana, so I will go for a million. Cool. Chameleons.
I think you want iguana if you want to get the same result as me, but let's see what happens.
Do I need to? Does it need to be an iguana?
Doesn't need to be. The tail will wrap around in the design the way it's shown in our design. But if you want to try something new and different, you can use a chameleon, see what happens.
Okay. I'll go with this guy here then. I think looks like he's kind of going around something. So no, I'm gonna grab this guy because he looks awesome. Right, and then and then I'm gonna add that in once the tick arrives. That is cool. Move freely. And then add Adobe stock, and the final one is leaves search, and kind of some good foliage. I think it was that one actually. It was that one there on the right hand side. Am I gonna find something a little bit different? I'll try this one. It's very different. Might work. We'll see. Add. Right. Move freely. Right, back to you, Kyle. And if I've added stuff that doesn't make sense later on, I can just change it. No big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's so easy to adjust.
There you are.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We'll take our iguana and just flip him horizontally. Right there. Flip horizontal. Pop him up here in the top left corner. There we go. We'll take our leaves. flip them horizontally because I want to use them up here as part of the design. I'm going to just rotate that slightly, and I need to leave space here for some text. So pop that up there for now. We'll see how I do with size in a moment. Okay, and our Earth is going to go up here like so. And this is going to be the arrangement I have. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to add a background element. And this is very easy. We're going to use elements and shapes. Shapes. Right there. We need two pieces. We need a circle and a rectangle. I've added one of each. Now here's something cool you can do. You can select both at the same time if you want. Now this is a little trickier on the iPad, so you can do these separately if you want. But on the browser, just tap on one, hold down the Shift key, tap on another, and you've got them together. And where it says fill, you can change the color of both of them together. So I'm going to go for this very light green.
Top tips here this afternoon. Top tips.
That's right. Kind of a nice, cool, minty green, but very, very light. Very light. Okay, there we go. And what I'll do is I'm going to take these and move them to the bottom of my layer stack down here. So they'll be basically in the background. Make the circle really big. And if I make it big enough, I might not even need the rectangle now that I think of it. Let's see. You know, I may have just made you do something unnecessary with the with the rectangle. It's occurring to me just now that you might not really need it.
Okay, so if you circle is big enough, yeah.
I mean, you can also change the shape of the circle like this. You can kind of drag from the top, makes it more of an oval. Or we're just trying to get a nice curve like that. And that, you know what? Yeah, you don't need the rectangle. We can just say bye-bye to the rectangle. Sorry about that.
Okay. It's fine.
There you go. So that's what we've done. We've rearranged some things, and we've gone ahead and created a little background. So do you want to try that on the iPad?
Yeah, cool. Right, here we go. Here's the iPad. So I didn't remove background, dear me. There we go. So I've got my chameleon is there, just kind of walking across the top of the earth like that. Lovely. And then let's spin my leaves around. And I think, yeah, these need to remove the background on this as well. There we go. And I'm going to make that massive so that I can just get some leaves kind of just peeking in like that. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I could just spin it. Yeah, like that works for me. And now I'm going to go to add. And I'm going to go into shapes. And I want a circle. I tap on more. I don't have to type circle. I can just choose a circle. This one here. Love that. Add that in. There it is. And let's just tap away from the circle and pinch out on the gray. So off the canvas, on the gray that's off the canvas. And let's just make this the right size first of all. So you see it's really big. Really, really big. Really, really, really big. There we go. Because you want the top of it to be kind of a flattened curve. Something like that. Now I'm going to choose the color I want. And kind of went for a nice kind of minty green. So there's a minty green. And then click done. And then I need to push that to the back. So I'm going to go to order and just push that all the way to the back. There we go. And I think I'm where Kyle was. Yeah. So Kyle, we're back.
That looks good.
Back with you. Cool. Thank you.
You'll remember what we did in the other exercise where we added some text and we were going to curve it around something. So we're going to curve it around the Earth. I'm just going to write, all caps, dear planet Earth. And then space, ... ellipses, okay? And this is going to wrap around our Earth. So we're going to tap on Arch, like so, and make our font a lot more interesting, bit heavier, here, I'll use this Cooper text right here. And because we're talking about the Earth and about all things green, I'll go ahead and make my text green, nice bright green. try and match sort of the color of the leaves, if you will, there. And that's just going to live right here. Dear Planet Earth, ... There it is. And then the next part of the sentence is going to be thank you for. Now I'm going to use the same font, and all I have to do is take the text and duplicate it. Whoops. There we go. And we don't need that circle anymore, so let's just tap on default for our layout. See that? And now we'll just write, and this time in regular, no all caps there. Thank you for, colon. And I'll pop that right there. So we have a continuation of what we've just made. I'll make it a bit bigger. There we are. That fills that space nicely. Dear Planet Earth, ... Thank you for, and then we're going to move on to show some things we're thankful for. All right, do you want to try that?
Yeah, cool. So my chameleon is causing problems here. So I'm gonna have
you know what? With your layout, I was just thinking maybe you could have just Dear Planet Earth and then thank you for, but in that nice section next to the Earth. You don't have to do the curved type.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll do the curved and curve underneath, perhaps a what do you call that?
Oh,
a bow instead of an
there
arch.
you go. Sure.
I'll see. We'll see how much of a mess. So I'm just gonna move. I'm moving up my minty green circle up a little bit, maybe, so that I don't cut across that text. So I'm going to go to add text, and then I'm going to go Dear Planet Earth. Now I'm not worrying about capitalization here, because once you use that curved text layout, it automatically capitalizes anyway. So I'm now going to go align. Yeah, you see, so it doesn't matter which font you use. It's always caps when you use that, which sometimes is a pain, but then sometimes saves you using the shift key. Right. So I'm just going to resize, and I am going to choose a font. Good old. Oh, that's not caps there. Look, I like. Okay, I think it does on the browser. I think that it always capitalizes. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm just lying. So right. So I'm going to do that, and do you know what? I'm just going to rotate it a little bit as well, like that. Because why not? There we go. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to duplicate this. Edit, duplicate. What did this next text say? Thank you for, is it?
Yeah, thank you for, and
colon. And then let's just take this back to a left aligned text. Double click in there. Thank you for, shift, colon, done. Okay, and then I just want that all along one line. So it's going to just pop it. I think that works. Do you know what? Maybe I'll actually do that. Yeah, I think have it a bit bigger. Dear Planet Earth. Yeah, I need to think about where this is going to sit, but there's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, back to you, Kyle.
Okay, now in the example, I have 5 different things I'm thankful for, but you can just do 2 or 3 for now, just to get the gist of it. And what you want to do is simply have a photo, an image of something that you love about planet Earth, and text to describe it, or just name it. And these can be anything. So the example, the things I mentioned, for example, are beautiful oceans, waterfalls, green rainforests, wild animals, seasons. So we can just do those same ones as an example. I can, under media, simply tap and type oceans. And you'll find all kinds of lovely images. This one. And the easiest thing to do is just grab the photos you want now. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll show you a trick, everybody. This is really, really helpful. What I'll do instead is I'll take my photo, and you remember our cropping trick, right? Let's use crop, and each of these will be a circle. We just did that for our stickers a moment ago. Now that I've got it in a circle, I'll make it the size I want, roughly. If I decide I'm going to have maybe I would have 3. So one could be here, just under the tail there. And if you duplicate, remember this right here, duplicate right there. I could say one could be
Yeah.
there.
What's Kyle doing
And
now?
duplicate again, one could be there. That's fine. But let me just rearrange these here. So maybe we'll have like kind of an arc like this. But this is the cool thing you can do in Express. Once you have a photo at the size you want and everything feels the way you want for your layout, you can tap on it. And right here, there's this replace option. So what's great about this is it'll take the photo you have, keep the cropping and keep the size the same. And this will save you some time. So if I tap replace, and now, for example, type RAINFOREST, rainforest. Then I can take an image of a rainforest, and if I just select it, look what it did. It kept it in the same crop. Isn't that nice?
That's cool.
Yeah. So I can do the same with this one, waterfalls. And this is really handy. So I think this will save you some time. It's a good little trick you can use.
Yeah, I like that a lot, Kyle. That's very cool. So I have been doing my homework whilst Kyle's doing his. So I brought in I searched for waves, and then I cropped it to a circle, and then like Kyle just showed us, I've duplicated that. So I've got 3 lots of my waves photo, and now I just need to tap on one of them, and then go to edit, replace, and then I can go replace Adobe stock photos, and then I can put in here. If I put Wales in, are we going to get a nice? Yes, the countryside. Now there.
Aha.
There you go. Our wonderful Welsh mountains. There we are. This guy. So I'm going to choose that. Okay. Add that in. Oh, look. Yeah. It's done a really good job. That looks really cool.
Excellent.
Very, very cool. And then I'm going to go again. Stock photos. And this time I'm going to search for, I wonder if it's going to show me a red kite. No, it's not. So red kite is one of the birds, one of the wild birds that's most often spotted in Wales, Kyle. It's,
we had some kites in North Carolina.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
There's one that sometimes there's one that always comes above my house, and I live in the middle of a town, so you don't usually see them in town very much. But you see him, he or she is right up, way up in the sky. Just it looks like it's just floating, just spinning around, and then he just dives down. He's probably looking for mice or something. So anyway, so I've searched for a buzzard. So we also see a lot of buzzards in Wales. So a boda in Welsh. So I'm going to grab a dramatic picture of a boda. There we go. Cool. Right. And back to you, Kyle. What are we doing next?
Alrighty. So I was just adding a little white circle behind these, but that's not necessary. You don't have to do that. The final step was to add a flower. And you know what to do. You go to your photos, and we'll go to media. I'll just type FL flower. Now, what I want is something like this. I want a perfectly round flower because I'm going to put my little love Kyle or love your name. This is a letter to the earth. You sign off with that. You could do this. You could do this. Anything's fine. So, for example, if I type, I use this one. You know the drill. Remove background. And we could just pop that down here in the corner and rearrange our layers so that just appears behind everything, like so. And we're going to say,
yes.
Then I'll put my little love Kyle there. Now, I did forget one thing, pardon me, and that is, of course, we want to label these things because you're saying what it is you're thankful for, not just in pictures, but in words. Now, the easiest thing to do is, for consistency's sake, use the type you already have. Go ahead and duplicate it. And I'll put that over here on the top. And since we've already done this before and you know how to do it, a great thing to do is to encapsulate it in a shape. I'll use my shapes here. And I like this pill shape. It's very handy for this kind of thing. And I can just use a white background. That should be just fine. There we go. Grab my text. Make sure that under my text fill, I keep it green, but for my shape fill, make it white. And I can just pop that underneath like that. And just write whatever it is. So that's a rainforest. Thank you for rainforests. Thank you for oceans. Thank you for et cetera, et cetera. And that's how you finish out your design. If you want to move these around, you can do this, for example, as well. Totally fine. Fills the space a little nicer. Duplicate as needed. And continue to type.
Very cool. Very cool indeed. Yeah. I like that. I like the I like the shapes that you got. I like the circle. The white circle behind the picture blends really nicely into your white pill behind the text.
Yeah, that's it. That's a popular trick.
Yeah, it really looks pro. That makes it look pro. If the pill was a different color to the circle, it wouldn't be as effective at all. Yeah, it really looks like a cool frame that you've built around that image just by using a circle and by putting your text in the same colored pill. Yeah, really like that. Super
Thanks.
cool.
My goal is to keep it pro.
What are you going to do with the name, Kyle? What's happening with that?
Yeah, just down here, I was going to just pop a little circle on there. Very simple. Under elements, go to circle and change that color to something that complements the pink really nicely. It could be a really dark bluish kind of purple color. Maybe sample something from the earth right there. Under fill, I could use my eyedropper tool, tap on the earth, and make that a bit smaller. And then in this little circle, I would just place some text and say love, comma, Kyle on 2 lines. So it fits nicely in the circle. And that just rounds it out. Love, comma, Kyle, make that white.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle right there.
Okay.
Voila.
I'm trying to up my game, Kyle, because you're doing some cool stuff today. So I've got a little idea as well.
Sure.
So what I've done is, here we go. So I've just got my text.
Yeah.
Text, and then I added a shape to it, and the shape was this banner shape, and I'm making it the same color as my background.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the kind of cool circular frame that you've got, but by doing this, it means that I can, let me just duplicate it so you can see. There we go. That's what it looks like. So if I change that now to mountains, like that, it would kind of half.
Oh yeah, that
not
looks
even
very
half.
pro. That's super pro.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah. So it's just half off, and it's the same thing again. It's kind of making people think, oh, hang on, it looks like he's kind of cut out the background and slotted the image in between the 2 pieces of paper. And it's just simple little tricks like that. And you inspired me there, Kyle, with your pill and circle to kind of think about using the same colors to make interesting shapes from really simple shapes.
Excellent.
So for the text, yeah. So for your final text, or you just put it in a circle in the middle. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah, but you've already got a circle kind of just already there for you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So let me just I won't do the buzzard now. Let me just add my final one. Add text, and then love Meredith done. Where is it? Oh, it's up the top there, in a yeah. Okay, fine. So let's just go to effects there, shape, and maybe I'll just put it in something like that.
Oh, that's nice that I didn't realize circles were an option for the shapes. That would have saved me a little time.
Maybe. I didn't really know what I was doing there either, to be totally honest. And then I'll just bring that down. And you can change the opacity of those shapes as well, I think, can't you?
Yes,
So you
so.
Yeah, but I don't think I need to, and I can't find it. So there we go. That's it. So I'm pretty much done as well. I would just need to duplicate my mountains text, change that to wild birds or birds of prey, duplicate that and bring that down as well. And there we are. Right. Are we done, Kyle? Because I think we're done from a time point of view.
We're done, and we just have to share them as before. And since these are graphics like before, same sharing procedure.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go through that. Right. Yeah, brilliant. So, there. Oh, hang on. There we go. The other one is a bit big. There we go. So, we're back. So thanks very much, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We really hope that you've had fun on this one. I've had a load of fun. I've had a ton of fun on this, Kyle. It's been...
These are good. These are good. We got some sobering facts, but we also had a little bit of a appreciation station for planet Earth. So that's nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we looked at all the kind of depressing stuff about plastic, and then we said thank you for all the really amazing things that we're thankful for. So that's it from us, guys, for this week's live lesson. Come back. We've got another one next week. We've got one every week until half term. Make sure that you register. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that next time you pop in that you leave us some comments. And make sure that you get your swag. Right.
Swag.
Well, thank you very much for leading us through that fun activity. I really enjoyed that. And,
tip of the hat to you, and thank you.
Yes. There we are. Wonderful. And we'll see you all on another live stream very soon in the future, I'm sure. Okay, toodaloo and bye for now.